Today, we are digging into something that sounds simple, but is sneakily powerful: consciousness. We're not just talking about being awake or mindful, we're unpacking the whole layered lasagna of it: self awareness, meta awareness, flow states, emotional reactions, and even that weird moment when you realize you're daydreaming in the middle of a conversation or a meeting. And we're doing it through a story that takes place in a cozy coffee shop because, honestly, sometimes the best way to understand something deep is watching it unfold in the middle of everyday life. This is going to be like a tasting menu of consciousness with no science degree required. If you have ever felt like you're running on autopilot, or like there's a little more going on underneath the surface than you can quite name, then this one's for you. Let's explore what I call the original life hack: consciousness. This is Flavors of Emotions, expanding your emotional palette for a tastier life. My name is Kim Korte. Together, we explore how to make sense of our feelings through the lens of a chef, understanding flavors in a recipe. I am here to help you refine your emotional palette to differentiate the emotions that shape your world. The setting is a little coffee shop. The rain is falling outside. I've got a latte close by, and I'm pretending to write. I was awake, sort of, but until that coffee kicked in, I wasn't really aware. Once the latte hit, I noticed the smell of cinnamon, the dog outside refusing to walk in the rain, the barista humming like he's auditioning for American Idol or The Voice. What was that shift? Wakefulness turning into awareness. So that's the first difference of consciousness: wakefulness versus awareness. Now it turns into phenomenal consciousness. It's not the wow, isn't this great to be conscious? No. It's the what's it like aspect of experience, or the how it feels to be me in a moment. The warmth of the mug, the low hum of the conversations going on around, the little spark of cozy happiness that you feel inside. That's phenomenal consciousness. It's the flavor of now. Suddenly, a metaphor pops into my head. Something I could use in my writing. That's access consciousness, when a thought graduates from background noise to front and center stage. So I take that idea and I run with it, and I'm writing and writing and writing, and all of a sudden I stop and I think to myself, why does this metaphor matter to me? That check-in with my inner narrator. Hello, self-awareness. Self-awareness is the ability to sync up with your own feelings, thoughts, and actions. Now I'm excited. I'm taking that self-awareness that I just gleaned and I'm putting it into my article. And then I get my phone because I wanted to look something up. Next thing you know, I'm scrolling and I'm looking up all kinds of things. Like, oh, do I want to buy this? Or I see something and it takes me to something else. You get the idea. I'm lost in scrolling. And then all of a sudden, I realize, wait, you're off track. What have you done? You need to get back to work. That's meta-awareness. It's your consciousness kind of tapping you on the shoulder and saying, hey, are you there? It's the ability to reflect on and be aware of your own conscious experience. What I'm doing is thinking about thinking, or having an awareness of my own mental state. All right, I get back on track and I'm writing, and then out of the blue, I remember my favorite teacher from first grade, Miss Baird. I can remember her reading to the class on rainy days. There was the sound of the rain on our cruddy old roof. And I just loved her, and I loved how she read stories. I didn't call for that memory. It just showed up to add a little seasoning to the story. That is subconscious magic. It's also another state of consciousness called subconscious processing. Then I notice the table next to me is talking about the weather. People around them nod silently. There's a shared mood in the room, like we've all tuned into the same emotional radio station. This is collective consciousness. Jung called it consensus reality. Durkheim referred to it as shared beliefs and values that act kind of like a social glue. It's also this shared emotional energy, which we know by experience can spread through a room like a contagion. I turn my focus back to my laptop, but I can still hear a spoon drop behind me. I can still see someone walk in with wet hair. I'm not paying attention, but I'm still picking it up. This is peripheral awareness. It's like the background music of consciousness. You can still be attentive and still be slightly aware. Then it hits me, flow state. I am in it. Words are coming fast. Time is doing that weird thing where it disappears. It's that shift in consciousness. I don't hear anything around me. Like I said, I don't notice time. There's this beautiful synchronicity that's happening in my brain regions. Normally, they're less connected, but now they've become more synchronized, allowing for better information processing and coordination. The thoughts and ideas are coming to me easily and quickly. I stay in this flow state till it comes to an end. I pack up my stuff, and as I'm leaving, a teenager spills their drink. I don't even think about it. I just help. Not for praise, because it's the right thing to do. That's your moral compass or your moral consciousness saying, yep, this is who we are. So why does it matter? Why care about consciousness at all? I mean, it's not like most of us sit around thinking, you know what I need today? A little extra access to my inner narrator. But here's the deal. Developing consciousness isn't just about being more aware. It's about being more intentional. When you start noticing what you're feeling, how you're reacting, what memories or beliefs are sneaking into the mix, you shift from autopilot to co-pilot. You stop being run by your patterns and you start remixing your own emotion recipes. It's not about perfection, it's about choice. You can't change what you're not conscious of. But the second you become aware, game on. You get access to the ingredients, the flavor profiles of your own experience. And once you have them, they're there for good. And honestly, that's where emotional freedom starts. You stop just reacting and start responding. You stop running the old emotion recipes and you start writing new ones. And that, my friend, is how you shift from surviving to actually living. Thank you so much for joining me today. As always, I appreciate the time that you spend because it is valuable. And the fact that you took your time to listen, I am extremely grateful.